A very good afternoon, all of you. Welcome back to Civics first year class. In today's class, we will discuss very short answers from your 4th unit and topic justice. Yesterday, we have discussed SAQs. Today, we will discuss VSAQs and continue with the chapter. So, the first VSAQ is define justice. Here, you need to write the definition of justice. What is justice? So, before going into the definition, let us know how the word is derived. The word justice is derived from Latin word justitia. Okay, the word justice is derived from the Latin word justitia, which means bound or tie. Okay, which means bound or tie. The word justice, it is derived from the Latin word, okay, and which means bound or tie, and the word is justitia. Okay, so coming to the definitions, different political thinkers, they give different definitions. We'll start with, we'll study 2 most important and easy definitions, which you can write, learn and write easily. The first one is given by the Aristotle. We know Aristotle is the father of political science. So, the definition given by Aristotle. So, what is justice according to him? According to Aristotle, justice is no other than each and every individual in society discharging his moral duties. What Aristotle says here? What is justice? How can we say there is justice? When each and every individual in the society discharges his moral duties, then there is justice. So, justice is no other than each and every individual in society discharging his moral duties. This is the very easy and simple definition. Okay. Next is definition given by Barker. What is justice? According to Barker, justice means combination and coordination of political values. Okay, it is combination and coordination. The political values are combined and coordinating. So that is justice. Okay, now what are the implications of legal justice? Justice is again of different types, like legal justice. So what is legal justice? We should know what is legal justice. There are 2 implications of legal justice. So what is implication? Implications means effects which can be, seen in future. So legal justice implies application of laws in the society on the basis of rule of law. If the laws are, applied on the basis of rule of law, if the laws are applied on the basis of rule of law, then there shall be no discrimination. There shall be no discrimination, and justice is provided to all. When there is no discrimination, then there is justice, right? If there is discrimination, then we cannot say there is justice. So for justice, there should not be any discrimination. And the second point is, laws are made according to the natural justice. That means there shall be no bias, no partiality, and citizens are given right to fair hearing. Every citizen has got right to fair hearing. Their problems can be heard, should be heard. Okay, then only before hearing, you cannot, punish anybody. So every individual or every citizen has got right to fair hearing. So these are the 2 implications, effects of legal justice. One is there is no discrimination in the society on the basis of caste, religion, gender, etc. There is rule of law. And the next is laws are made according to the natural justice, there is no partiality, and citizens are given rights to fair hearing. Their problems can be heard first before taking a decision. So that is right to fair hearing. Okay. You can say problems or their point of view can also be heard. Next is, what do you mean by procedural justice? What do you mean by procedural justice? Here, procedural justice, the word procedural means a procedure is followed when you are providing justice, when you are doing justice, or when you are dispensing. Courts, they dispense justice. The main function of the court is to dispense justice. So when justice has been dispersed or dispensed, we can say, when justice is being dispensed, we follow a proper procedure. So that procedure is part of your procedural justice. The procedural justice is focuses on fairness and transparency, okay, while making a decision. When judges, they make before taking the decisions, before taking the decisions, they try to, analyze everything. They focus on each and every aspect of the case. After hearing it, then only they'll make their decision. It is a process of fairness and transparency while making decision. Okay. Freedom of contract. You're free for contracting. You can have contracts. So this is the main feature of procedural justice. When you are entering into contract, you follow certain procedure. So it is a just procedure, a proper procedure, then its outcome, which automatically is accepted as just. So what happens when a procedure is followed and the judgment is given or decision is taken? Okay. When a procedure is followed, automatically you will get the decision. Okay. And that is accepted by everybody. Automatically it is accepted. So F.A. Hack, Milton Friedman are the exponents of procedural justice. Okay. It opposes discrimination and accepts equal dignity of all human beings. So what is procedural justice opposes? It opposes discrimination. See, whenever there is discrimination, then injustice is prevalent there. Injustice is prevalent where there is discrimination. So absence of discrimination is important for providing justice. Okay. Next is substantive justice. Substantive justice. It is based on the it is the idea which is based on philosophy of socialism. Okay. It is an idea which is based on the philosophy of socialism. Substantive justice, it means the judgment is based on something. Like here we say socialism. Okay. It holds a test of justice in society, consists in ascertaining whether a poor and the underprivileged have adequate opportunities to improve their lot. So what are we saying here? Here, in substantive justice, we check whether the poor and the underprivileged, okay, are they getting adequate, sufficient opportunities to improve themselves, to improve their standard of living, to improve their lot means their group. Okay, all the poor and underprivileged, are they getting adequate or sufficient opportunities to improve their living standard? So that is the substantive justice. Substantive justice, it is based on socialism. It is based on socialism. Whereas procedural justice, in that we follow a procedure while dispensing the justice. So here, to see to check the development of the country, we need to understand the social conditions, whether the poor and the whether the poor and the underprivileged people, are they getting adequate opportunities to improve their living standards? That is, we are taking society as the basis while determining justice. Okay, that is substantive justice. So in substantive justice, we take something as the basis. So here, in substantive justice, while providing justice, we take the social conditions as the basis. And if the social conditions have improved, then we can say that there is justice in the society. Okay, with this, we have completed your topic, justice. And the next topic of this chapter, that is fifth topic of your fourth chapter, and the last topic is power and authority. Okay, power and authority. So what is power and what is authority? So you will study about power and its importance. Why power is important? Significance means importance. Then you will also study perspectives of power. Okay. Then types of authority we will study. Then we will also study the difference between the power and authority. Okay. So here you have 4 short answers and 5 very short answers. Let us start with your first question. What is power? What is power? A concept of power. It is an important concept in the study of political science. If you remember, in first chapter itself, we have said that political science is the study of power. Okay, how power is ascertained and how it is retained, how power is gained and retained. So it has been considered important from the beginning of the state. So from the beginning of the state, when state was formed, till date, power has got its significance. Okay, it will have impact on the individuals in leading a peaceful and law-abiding life. Okay, so who is in power? Who has the power? Okay, that will have an impact on the lives of an individual. So government has the power. So what government is doing, that will have impact on the individuals. Okay, it helps in stability of the state and progress of the society. So the government, it has got the power to control the citizens. So it will contribute to the progress of the society. Power contributes to the progress of the society. Individuals enjoy liberty within the limitations of authority of the state. See, liberty, freedom is given to each and every individual, but there are certain limitations, and those limitations are imposed by the authority of the state. Who has the authority? The person who possesses the power has authority. The person who possesses power has the authority. Okay, power is your ability to do something. Okay, power is your ability to do something, and authority is you are using your power. You use your power. When you are using your power, then you say it is your authority. Okay, so power, it plays a significant role in avoiding anarchy. It creates a happy and honorable life to the citizens. Okay, so power, it will create a good and honorable life for the citizens. Okay, so it also plays a very important role for maintaining good or developing good relations with the other countries. Okay. Overall, the concept of power remained dominant factor in the origin, continuance, and survival of the modern states. So power, it has got huge significance in the survival of the modern states. See, you may not get this question. Okay, you may not get this question for 5 marks, but you should have an idea what is power. What is its importance? It has a dominant role. Okay, power plays a dominant role in the survival of the modern states. Let us see the perspectives of power. Okay, how power is utilized, we can say. Okay. So, modern approach to the study of politics chiefly concerned with identifying the centers of power in each society. So, we have various perspectives. We will discuss 2 important perspectives. The first one is elite perspective. Elite perspective. Elite means, you know, the people who have a lot of money. Okay, they have they have a standard of living, and they, with that standard of living, they have power to influence also. For example, if we say elites or elites are rich people. Okay, so here the society, this concept or this perspective was developed in 20th century by famous sociologists called Pareto, Mosca, and Bickel. Okay, so this perspective regard competence and aptitude is responsible for division of society into elites and masses. Here, the people, the society. The society is divided into 2 groups. One is elites and other is masses. Elites are rich people who have got influence. They can influence the political power. Okay. Elites are your high society, we can say. So, elites, they exercise and influence political power. Okay, they can influence. For example, businessmen, rich people. Okay, they give money to the political parties during the elections for campaigning. So, why they are giving money to the political parties? So that when that party comes into the power, they can have more business. So, they are influencing the political power. Next is gender perspective. Now, genders, we know our society is divided into 2 genders, that is men and women. We have 2 genders here. So, it is noticed that since the beginning of social life or civilization, it is noticed that men are more dominant over the women. Men are more dominant over the women, and women are dependent on men. Okay, so the position of men is dominant and the position of women is dependent. Okay, so the feminist theory demands through going change in this arrangement and wish to liberate women from the undue dominance of men. So here this gender perspective, it says that the women who are at the dependent position should be free from the dominance of men. Okay, now let us see the next topic, that is explain 3 types of authority. Okay, so the word authority, it is derived from 2 ancient Roman words, namely author and anchorator, or anchorite also you can say, author or anchorite. So in Roman language, these 2 words, author and anchorite, this means advice, suggestion. The meaning of these 2 words is advice and suggestion. Okay, so in ancient Rome, the decisions accepted by Senate, okay, that is the upper house, were known as ancotius. Okay, or authority. Authority is the symbol of discretion. So, what is authority? It is the power of the sovereign, you can say. Okay, those who possess authority will be able to explain the causes of taking decisions or implementing such decision. Authority, we can say the sovereign person who will, when he takes a decision, okay, he will have a reason for taking such decisions and implementing such decisions. Okay, so authority is the command. What is authority here? Authority is the command given by the ruler to regulate the external behavior of the ruled. Okay, who are ruled? Citizens, people. Rulers is the, you can say, government. So what is authority? Authority is the command given by the ruler to regulate external behavior of the ruled. Here, by giving commands, the ruler is controlling the people. Okay, so let us see the kinds of authority. First is legal authority. Legal authority, it is based on laws. It is also known as constitutional law. The legal authority, it is also known as constitutional laws. Then we have traditional authority. It is exercised based on ancient traditions and customs. So traditional authority, it is based on traditions and customs. And now this type of authority is in vague in underdeveloped societies. In underdeveloped societies, still they follow not traditional authority. Then you have charismatic authority. What is charismatic authority? Here, the power is exercised based on the name, fame, and personality of the leaders. Okay, the power is exercised only by the fame and personality of the person. For example, some leaders, instead of their constitutional position, influence their followers by their charisma. People, they get influenced by their personality. In charismatic authority, people follow that person blindly only because of his personality. That is charismatic personality. So, a legal authority, the authority is based on law. So, it is also known as constitutional law. Traditional authority, it is exercised on the basis of customs and traditions. Still, in some underdeveloped societies, it is followed. And charismatic authority, it is based on the personality of the leaders. We blindly follow a leader only because of his personality. We are not bothered about his position. What is he? It doesn't matter. His personality influences us. Then, what are the differences between power and authority? So, these are the two prominent or important concepts of political science. And these many political writers, they used these two concepts as synonyms in practice. For many writers, it is same. Power and authority is same. But however, the two concepts, they differ from one another. In practice, if you see, power and authority is one and the same, but it has some differences. Okay. So, eminent political thinkers like Hobbes, Machiavelli explained the prevalence of concept power in human life. And they did not mention about the concept authority in their writings. So, Hobbes and Machiavelli, they explained that power is prevalent in human life, but they did not discuss anything about or explained anything about authority in their writings. But some writers felt that It is not necessary to examine and analyze the concept of power from the perspective of concept of authority. Some writers, they felt that we need not analyze the concept of power from the perspective of authority, from the point of view of authority. We need not examine it. We need not analyze it. Both the concepts are synonyms in practice. They pointed out that authority is not at all related to power. These two are different concepts. Authority and power are two different concepts, and we need not relate them. Okay, we need not relate them to each other. So the concept of power is based on force, publicity, etc. Okay, the concept of power, it is based on force or publicity. For example, who will come into the power? The political leader to whom the public supports. So how is coming into the power? Through publicity, through his election campaigning, he is coming into the power. So the concept of power, it is based on force and publicity, whereas authority is regulating others through law. What is authority? Authority is controlling others through laws. So these two are the different concepts. Power is the ability of the person to make others work according to his wish. Okay. What is power? Power is an ability, a capacity of an individual through which he is making others work according to his will and wish. Whereas authority is possessing power through laws. Possessing powers through laws. Authority is based on laws. You enjoy power based on laws. But power is your ability. Okay. Power is your ability. If I'm making my students learn the answers, okay, if I have the capacity to make the students learn the answers, that is my power. Okay. And if a student misbehaves in the class or disturbs the class, I have the authority to punish that student. So that is the difference between the power and authority. So let us discuss very short answers of this chapter. With this, we will finish your syllabus, complete 12 chapters. I have explained you all the important questions. Okay, then we will continue with your very short answers. Chapter wise, we will discuss very short answers. I'll also explain you, which chapters are important and easy to learn, which will help you to get passing marks. Now, what is authority? Authority is the command given by the ruler. What is authority? It is the command or order. Who gives it? Ruler. To whom? To control the external behavior of the rule. See, we have state. In state, we have population, right? Population is divided into rulers and the ruled. Rulers means your government. Ruled means the citizens, the people of the state. So, the ruler is the, commanding authority. That means rulers will give orders to control the external behavior of the ruled. Okay. Authority gives discretion to the person to take a decision and implement such decisions. Okay. For example, I am the class in charge of a class. Okay. They made me the class in charge of the class. And my students, they are, some of the students, they are irregular. So, as the class in charge, I have the authority to take decisions regarding those irregular students. Okay, how to make them regular to college. that decision will be mine. Okay, being the class in charge. Discretion means here the person is taking his own decisions. He is not taking anybody's advice. Okay, so authority gives a power to the person to take his own decisions and implement such decisions. So authority is based on law, is called as legal authority. Authority which is based on laws is called as legal authority. And traditional authority is based on customs. Charismatic authority is based on the personality of the leader. Okay. Many a times it happens that, for example, I'm telling you, a student may not have interest in the subject, but the personality of the teacher will, encourage or influence the student to learn that subject. The student may not have liking for the subject, but the personality of the teacher influences him. So that is charismatic authority, where it is based on, influence. The personality, the people will get influenced by the personality of the leader. Okay, then what is legitimacy? Okay, legitimacy means providing legal basis to authority. Providing legal base to the authority is called as legitimacy. Okay. It is an important concept which is closely related with the concept of power and authority. Okay. With these two concepts, we have another concept called legitimacy. What is legitimacy? It is providing legal base to the authority. Legitimacy is essential to reduce misuse of power or influence based on different factors other than law. So here what is legitimacy doing? Legitimacy is very essential to reduce misuse of power. Okay. And other factors like misuse of your laws. Okay. Other than law, you cannot be influenced by anything. That is called as legitimacy. Then what is unipolar world? Unipolarity means one state having cultural, economic, political, and military influence on the other states. One state, it is influencing the other states culturally, economically, politically, and it has also military power. That is unipolarity. In unipolar world, one nation dominates, controls other nations. Uni means one. Okay. So in unipolar world, one nation, it dominates other nations. Very few nations question the concentration of power held by the unipolar. So here they won't, like there are very few nations which can question why the power is with that one particular nation. Okay, why that one particular nation is dominating over other nations. The most recent example of unipolar world is dominance of USA after disintegration of USSR in 1991. When USSR got disintegrated in 1991, USA, it has become more dominant over other nations. Okay. And your next question is, what are the formal organs of power in the state? So the political power, the power in the state, it is influenced by formal organs. So the power of the government, power of the laws is exercised by the formal organs. So what are the formal organs of power? Legislature, executive, and judiciary. Legislature, executive, judiciary. These are the organs of power in the state. Okay. Then what are the informal organs of power in the state? So this political power is not only exercised by the formal organs, but also informal organs play an important role. Okay. So these formal organs will influence. Formal organs will influence the, or they are influenced by the informal organs. So the informal organs are your political parties, opposition, pressure groups. So what are these pressure groups? Pressure groups are not political parties. They are the groups which, pressurize the government to fulfill their demands. And mass media. All these are the informal organs of power. So when we say formal organs of power, it is legislature, executive, and judiciary. And informal organs of government, organs of power are political parties, opposition, pressure groups, and mass media. With this, I have completed your first year syllabus, all the most important questions. Now I'll help you with your weightages of marks, how you can learn which chapter is easy to learn and important to learn. We will start with VSAQs. If you see, first chapter, if you are learning 6 VSAQs, which we have discussed, you will get 2 out of those 6. Then second chapter, again, you have 6 VSAQs. You will get 1 question. And third chapter has got only 3 VSAQs. You will get 1 question from those 3 questions. Coming to your fourth chapter, you have 5 different concepts in your fourth chapter. So the total VSAQs from that particular chapter, the important, I am talking about important questions only. You have 20 VSAQs. If you are learning 20, then you will be able to answer 3. So usually I suggest my students not to learn the VSAQs from your fourth chapter. If you are learning LAQs and SAQ, that is sufficient. LAQs also I told you 2 questions. Sources of law, safeguards of liberty. Those 2 are the important questions from this fourth chapter. I'll write down here LAQs, sources of law, safeguards of liberty. These are the 2 important LAQs in your fourth chapter. Okay. So when you are learning first chapter, scope of political science, scope of political science. In second chapter, you have elements of state and characteristics. Characteristics of state. So if you are learning scope, elements of state, characteristics of state, sources of law, and safeguards of liberty. If you are learning these 5 questions, if you are learning these 5 LAQs, you will be able to answer 3 LAQs. You will get 5 questions. You have to answer 3. Out of 5, you have to answer 3. So if you are learning this 5, you will be able to answer 3 questions. Okay. What are the questions? Scope of political science, elements of state, characteristics of sovereignty. Sorry, this is characteristics of sovereignty. And sources of law, safeguards of liberty. That means if you are learning chapter 1, 2, and 4 for LAQs, you will be able to answer 3 LAQs. If you find fourth chapter difficult, okay, if you don't want to learn fourth chapter, then you have fifth chapter. In this, you have socialism and Gandhism. So decide, which is easy for you, 4th chapter or 5th chapter. Okay. Then you have 11th chapter, organs of government, where you will, have 3 questions. That is, functions of legislature, functions of executive, and functions of judiciary. You have these 3 LAQs in your 11th chapter. So if you are learning any 3 chapters, 1 to 4 or 1 to 5 or 1 to 11, any combination, it's up to you. Learn 3 chapters, LAQs from 3 chapters. Don't leave the questions. See, these 3 questions, you will get 1. Socialism, Gandhism, you will get 1 question. Sources of law, safeguards of liberty, you will get 1 question. Okay, scope of political science is a sure short question, definite question. And elements of state and characteristics of sovereignty. For LAQs, learn any 3 chapter, any questions from any 3 chapter, and you will be able to answer few of your VSAQs. You need not learn VSAQs separately. If you are learning LAQs and SAQs, you can easily write VSAQs. Now coming to your SAQs, you will get 12 questions. So you are getting 1 question from each chapter. 12 chapters, 12 questions. So 4th chapter has got too many questions. Okay, so you can skip any 2 chapters. Okay, you have to answer 8 questions. Out of 12 questions, you will have to answer 8 questions. So if you are learning SAQs of any 8 chapters, any 8 easy chapters like your rights and duties, constitution, okay, citizenship, democracy, secularism has got only 3 questions. If you are learning 3, 1 is definite, constitution. Then you have 3 questions in your 3rd chapter, nation, nationality, nationalism. 2nd chapter, you have differences between state, society, state, government. Okay, if you are learning any 8 chapters, okay, any 8 chapters out of this 12 chapters, you will be able to answer all 8 questions. But when you are learning, learn complete chapter. Okay, I always, tell my students to skip chapter 4 because it has got too many questions. I agree that it has got weightage of 21 marks, but it is very confusing. So I usually don't suggest you to learn your 4th chapter, political concept. Similarly, based on the weightage itself, how many questions are coming from each chapter, VSAQs. Okay, you have in rights and duties, political ideologies, 5th chapter, we are getting 10, you have 10 questions in total, important questions. Out of those 10, 3 are for sure. Then rights and duties, you have 7 questions, you will get 2. Citizenship, you have 5 questions. So if you are learning SAQs, you will be able to answer VSAQs. Democracy also same. In secularism, mostly what is theocratic state is asked. That is an important and most repeated questions. And in rights and duties, you have classification of rights. And again, constitution, organs of government, and forms of government. So 6 questions, you will get 2 out of 6. You have 8 questions here, you will get 1. And 8 in the last chapter, you will get 1. So based on the weightage of the chapter, if you are preparing at least 5 chapters thoroughly, okay, 5 easy chapters. What are the easiest chapters? Secularism, democracy, citizenship, rights and duties, state and sovereignty. First chapter. If you are at least learning these chapters thoroughly, okay, then you can score good marks. You can pass with good marks. Okay. So in tomorrow's class, we will discuss very short answers from the each chapter. We will discuss from each chapter except the fourth chapter, because fourth chapter has got too many questions. The most important are 20 questions. You have more than 20 questions in that chapter and you will get only 3 questions. So except the fourth chapter, we will discuss very short answers from all the chapters in the coming classes. Thank you very much.